Buddy, I'm so happy you're here. I had no idea. I haven't seen you in so long.
It's been a while. It's been like 2-3 days or something like that. So it's been a rough.
It's been such a long time, man. You son of a bitch. You see what you did to me.
I forgot the last time I saw you. But
do you remember like I was talking to you on the way here? Do you remember when I was talking to you like 10 minutes ago?
10 minutes ago? Actually, my memory is really bad. My short-term memory.
Oh, dude, it was so crazy. Like 8 minutes ago, it was insane. I was like, I haven't seen you in so long. And you were like, it's not that long. Oh, man. Remember when I asked you that question before and you were like, it's been 3 or 4 days? Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
No, I don't. But.
No, but I remember I was like one of the, I did your podcast, the old podcast you did a million years ago.
Off stage.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Polanco.
I had a great time. So I was like, I wanted to have you on as one of the first guests on this one. Welcome, everybody. This is my name's Kase. Welcome to Kase and the Money's podcast. We have Mr. Christian Polanco here.
Ooh, that was
welcome.
A big turn in energy.
I know. I like to really spike it up, send people for a whole loop.
And bring it right back down.
I asked Christian before that we started this podcast. Christian, I was like, if I'm not a big, but we know each other, we're friends. I was like, would you want, a beer or whatever? And then you said to me, you're like, no, I want to be sober to take you on.
I didn't know what I was walking into. This could be like some Tucker Carlson, Fox News, like debate show. And I'm like, I got to get prepared for this neo-Nazi Kase Rosso.
Oh yeah, that's how people know me. The Middle Eastern neo-Nazi.
I don't know.
That would be if I was like a wrestler. I'd be like a Middle Eastern neo-Nazi. Show up.
Sure. I mean, look, the storylines in WWE could use a little help.
They could use a little help. They're not that good. They're not doing that good. That's what I hear. This podcast is all about shitting on the WWE, guys. We took a really long way to get there, and I'm really happy we're here. Yeah, man. I had a lot of fun doing it. So Christian is Christian. Tell them about yourself. You have a very popular podcast.
Sure. I'm a stand-up comedian. I also I'm one of the co-hosts of a soccer podcast called The Cooligans.
Cooligans.
Yeah, myself and Alexis Guerrero's been doing that for about 3 years, and it's like people are like into it. There's like soccer fans don't have comedians usually make fun of soccer.
Yes,
so
that's true.
We're like the only ones who don't.
Isn't it weird that still it's a very throwback thing?
What, being kind to people?
No, making fun of soccer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like, okay, here's the thing. I've had this conversation recently. It's hilarious. People go, oh, soccer. I go, yeah, soccer. Go look at the Instagram following of any of these soccer players. It's fucking bigger than Kevin Hart. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
They have like 120 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah, and that guy's on the bench.
And you go, who the fuck watches soccer, bro?
Yeah.
I live in fucking Englewood, New Jersey, you asshole.
People do look a bit ridiculous mocking the game. The game is just too popular, and and it's been fun. And more than anything is like we kind of focus on soccer from the American aspect,
right?
And that's even more made fun of,
right?
But things are changing, baby.
Right. So it almost feels like you're visiting a very, very, very poor town as the richest person on the planet, and they're all making fun of you for not having their poor shit. They're like, you don't got fucking strings? This guy can't afford strings, guys. And you're like, everything I own is gold. They're like, fucking loser. And you're like, all right.
Sure, yeah.
I guess.
If we want to make the analogy something really, really sad, then that works out.
I like to make it as sad as possible, buddy.
But it's been going well. I've been having a good time doing it.
That's great, man. I had I was with your co-host, Mr. Alexis, over the weekend. We were down in
in Atlanta, yeah.
Atlanta. People asked me how that was. I'll tell you, I drank Georgia. Drank the entire state, man.
Oh, you met her? All right, cool.
Yeah. You know Georgia?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, peas in her mouth. Drank all. I'm kidding. That's disgusting. Or it's not. You do you, guys. Let's be empowered.
Yeah,
Sex
judge.
positive.
Yeah, don't judge anybody.
Yeah, whoever you want. You want a lady pee in your mouth? Christian, let me ask you a question. A lady pees in your mouth. You're in love with her. What do you go, yeah?
So do I have to be in love with her? I mean,
nope.
I'll do it anyway.
But wouldn't you be if she did? Is that what I'm saying? She pees in her mouth. You go, wow.
Look, I mean, at that point, I'm already proposing because I'm on one knee while she's doing it.
You're right.
So obviously, it makes sense.
You're of course going to get together at that point, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You have no other choice. Sure,
you go. Don't be weirded out by my culture.
Yeah. What the hell's your problem, man?
That's my dad proposed and his dad proposed.
His father's father before him.
Sure.
You're like, what are you? You're like, I'm different. Don't worry about what I am. So they can't check. You go.
And you know that it won't work out if the pee tastes like asparagus. You're like, all right, well then I can't do this anymore.
Like, I'm sorry, do you eat vegetables? I'm more of a meat guy.
Yeah.
I'm a meat and fruits man myself. I love how we got to a woman peeing on your face and you're like, I'm in love with you.
So
that's how they let you know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I got out of a bunch of good bad situations and the right time.
So you did have a good time in Atlanta.
I had a great time. So many women peed in my face. Guys, we have Christian Polanco here from the Cooligans. Welcome to Kase of the Mondays podcast. Buddy, I'm so happy that you're here. I wanted to ask, you've been you've been doing comedy for a minute. Before you did comedy, what kind of like jobs did you have at that?
When I started comedy, I was an IT guy for Sean John. So
Sean John.
Yeah, so I was working.
It's like a hip hop IT guy.
That's exactly what I was.
Was it? It sounds like an SNL character.
Bad Boy Records,
right?
And Sean John were in the same building, so I had to help both employees.
Right. You put on a uniform. They tilt your cap to the side a little bit.
Harlem Shake all day.
Yeah. And then
I fix a problem,
right?
And then Harlem Shake, and then I walk out.
They
the
freestyle
office.
about it as you leave, for sure.
Yeah.
And so at that job, how many women peed in your face during that?
Zero.
Zero.
I wasn't mature enough yet.
Not a lot of peeing in the face for IT, huh?
You know what? You'd be surprised because when you think of an IT person, the people that are watching, probably look at me and be like, he's not an IT guy.
He looks like an IT guy, but like if it was like the cool IT guy.
Yeah.
Like if ABC cast an IT guy, you'd be the IT guy for sure.
If the casting call was IT guy who fucks, then this is probably what he would look like.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was because
fucks and lets you pee on his face
because I was a little bit I wasn't super nerdy and I wasn't super cool, so I kind of ran in this lane.
You were in the middle.
Yeah, where like girls were kind of intrigued by me. So there were a couple times things happen.
That's very funny.
Office romance.
They were intrigued by me. Like
because I used the word intrigued.
No,
that says a lot about me.
You're like, the only time I've ever been intrigued by anything is by a piece of furniture. I don't understand. What an interesting nook. That coffee table is intriguing. Look at that. Look at that masonry. I don't understand what's happening right now. That's cool. So you kind of went both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
So you people that were like, we're not sure if this guy's cool. We're not sure if this guy is a nerd. But these women were sure they wanted to pee on your face. That's what happened.
Usually I put that out. I put the feelers out.
You go, call me Georgia.
Pretty quick.
Call me Georgia.
Don't ever sing, please.
Yeah, no, that's all I do now. You didn't know that? We're going to sing together at some point. I'm going to get you on board.
A little karaoke?
Yo, we had the best time. I wish you were there. You went last year. I was just at the festival down in Atlanta. Shout out I kept fucking around and being like, where's the Laughing Skull Festival? They're like, it's not the Laughing Skull Festival.
It's the wrong one.
Yeah, it's the wrong one. No, Red Clay Festival.
Yeah.
It was so much fun, and I was there with your coach. We sang while we were down there one night. That was one of my fondest memories of there.
What'd you sing?
The Beach Boys.
Okay.
Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama. Yeah, all of us. It was a good time.
I would go with more of a reggaeton if I was there.
Oh, for sure.
But
it was the mood hit everybody, man. It was a very Beach Boys mentality down there.
I get it.
Yeah. We were talking about I actually met somebody, a very weird dude. We were talking about, like, you ever meet somebody at your job? Do you ever meet like the head of Sean John?
Did he?
Yeah.
He has a name.
Guys, I call him the head of Sean John. Some people know him as Ryan Reynolds. I call him the head of Aviation Gin. Okay? I know people go, that's Deadpool. I go, you mean the founder of Aviation Gin? I don't know what you call him. With your bullshit.
You really look down the CV. You're not really focusing on
all the way. The most recent thing you've done. The most recent thing I go. This guy is on the Deuce on HBO, okay? You might know him as the Karate Kid, but I only know Ralph Macchio.
Yes, I have met Diddy several times.
That's crazy.
Yes, but I had to help him with computer-related issues.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was like part of my job.
Did he go, did he say the same? Remember we were on, was it Chappelle's show when they did the the clip of him from that show, and he was like, "Man, I'd love to just eat a turkey sandwich, stay in bed all day."
No,
Every time he fixes his computer, he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Hey man, I'd love to be eating a turkey sandwich right now."
But yeah, get me a cheesecake in Brooklyn, right? No, people tend to.
You walk in, you're like, "I'm here to fix the computer." He's like, "Yo man, I want a cheesecake in Brooklyn right now." You're like, "Yo, Diddy just keeps naming foods he likes, no matter what kind of work you get done."
He's a
man.
weird guy. Yeah. No, he honestly, he was the Chappelle sketch was definitely, whenever I tell people I work for Diddy, that's usually the question, because they think that even though there's hours and hours of footage of Diddy being a normal person, people are like, he's the one.
Do you remember when he wanted a turkey sandwich? It's so weird because it's Diddy.
He wanted the Cambodian breast milk, right? He's clearly that.
You're right. I did the same thing to the guy I met. I met a guy who's a billionaire and not competing. My guy had more money.
Diddy is not a billionaire.
He was the head of a financial company. So he had this thing. We were at a farm. I was a friend of a friend. They're like third or fourth people removed. I'm at this thing. We're at a farm. There's like two main homes. There's a staff home, there's stables. They're growing something. I think it's wheat. Who gives a fuck? They're growing stuff. It's a lot of property. And none of the homes, not particularly nice, just like things, like normal. And he's like, "Yeah, I like to have this place. It's nice." And then he let his friend, who's also like a 100 millionaire type person, they have like a fall party every year or whatever. And I met him, and I mean, he's a billionaire. And he was such a nice man. And when he found out I was a comedian, he was like, "Oh, you're a comedian. May I tell you a joke?"
Ooh. He said it like it's just a distinguished gentleman. Yeah.
And I said, and he kind of spoke in that kind of old American kind of way.
Once you get your first billion, your voice suddenly changes. It's like puberty again.
Yeah. You're like, yeah. As you get money, you go quarter, and then you're like quarter. Yeah. It just changes. How are you? Can you believe this is happening out there? This is crazy. So he told me a dirty joke, and it was the weirdest thing. It's like an 80-something-year-old man, and you just got the sense he had a very he was used to dealing with people more so than anything else, right? Because he's a billionaire.
Are you saying comedians are not people?
Comedians aren't people. No, we're people. But I'm saying he was used to dealing with people, and what I'm trying to say is when I spoke to him, he was like, "Oh, you're a comedian." So the second I met him, by the way, the back of your brain going, "Yo, dude, let me get like $4 million bucks, bro."
Man,
that pops up.
You don't need it.
Yeah, you're good, dude. Yo, let me get that guest house, bro. What are you doing with that nook? Let me sit in that nook and read, dude. Let me raise my wife and my kids in that nook. Let me chill on that horse.
Yo, let me have a life, dog.
Yeah, you got 17 or 20 horses here, man. Let me get like one tiny ass. Let me get a donkey, dude. Let me get one donkey.
You won't miss it. You won't even notice it's gone.
Yeah, dude, what's the problem, man? He had so many things. I kind of was like, yo, I could ask this dude for something.
Sure.
But I mean, I'm watching him give his friend the thing for this party. They had a full on tractor. They had a kids carnival with the bouncy house and all that stuff and like face painting. There was a whole section that was like literally a full carnival. They didn't have a Ferris wheel, but they had like a full carnival with stuff happening. So I was like, this party is first of all the most like regular party I've ever been to, but also the most expensive party, just based on like the amount of normal things they had, like the amount of food and the amount of stuff and the amount of people. I was like, all right. I mean, this guy just put on like something for like 250 people. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I gotta ask it. But then he goes, he kind of instinctively, I'm talking to this guy, I'm like, this guy's gonna work me maybe. And then he did. He kind of was like, what do you do? I said, I'm a comedian. And he goes, oh, let me tell you a joke. And I was like, okay. And then he told me a dirty joke about Neil Armstrong. And I was like, so weird.
Which Neil Armstrong?
The guy who went on the moon.
Space Armstrong.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He said he was his next door neighbor as a kid. And I was like, oh, is this like a thing old people do? Like they just tell you that famous people before, like you're too young to be like, oh, you weren't. Like you're just like, sure, that sounds fine. Yeah. I don't know if he was a kid. He was fucking with me. I had to have been, but
that was real. That part was real.
I have no idea.
Oh,
but he told me it was his neighbor. In the joke, he hears Neil.
Do you know the? Do you remember the joke?
Yeah, I remember. I remember the joke. He said, so. He goes, Neil Armstrong said, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Whatever the fuck he said. I don't remember anymore, man. I've been drinking. this is the famous quote, right?
Yeah.
So, and when I say I've been drinking, I mean recently, not today. I'm not wasted right now. Imagine. I was like, dude. By the way, I'm hammered. Christian, would you like a beer? Show up wasted to do the podcast, dude.
It's how Brett Kavanaugh does all his podcasts.
Every single one. He's hammered the whole time. He's like, oh man, I'm so drunk. I love this beer.
Like, hey Brett, are you drunk? You're drunk.
You're drunk, man. What the hell are you talking about? I'm drunk. Fuck me. Fuck you. I've been cool, man. College is all I remember. Nothing happened before college, man. You know how life doesn't really start? Every podcast starts the same way. It was like, so you would agree, right? Nothing really counts until after college, right?
Every episode is just a defense of his character.
But it's a very deep subconscious. He can't admit it to himself. He's like, man, high school, who even knows, man?
Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm cool, right?
I'm cool. You cool? I'm cool. I'm cool, right? You know me. You would say if you met me, I would be a great guy. I love beer. What's up, Numpsy? Whatever his fucking friends' names are.
Yeah.
Dude, Brett Kavanaugh having a podcast would be the greatest thing on the planet. Every guest, he just keeps going, so man, college, huh? That was where everything starts, Isn't that crazy how nothing begins before college?
We were all virgins in college, right?
I was a virgin. I know. And every guest, he just keeps reiterating his alibi. He's like, I was a virgin until college. I mean, that's the thing. Anyway, so you're the Secretary of State. Tell me about that. What's that like? Yeah, man, this guy said that when he saw the moon landing and everybody watched Neil Armstrong get off, he says these things and he said something else and nobody could ever understand. What does it mean, Neil? What does it mean? And for years and years, they were like, Neil, what does it mean? What you said? And he goes, I had a neighbor growing up. His name was Mr. Anderson. And he go, the whole time when I was a kid, I heard them arguing in the next door. I would always hear them arguing. And he goes, but you said good luck, Mr. Anderson. Why? Why'd you say that? He goes, well, he's like, when I was a kid, I heard him arguing one day, and I heard his wife yelling, and I just remember his wife being like, blowjob? I'll give you a blowjob when the kid next door walks on the moon. That was it. 82-year-old man told me that. I was like, listen, man, that wasn't great. It wasn't bad though.
You know? But that is one of those you
don't think a blowjob joke is coming out of the mouth of a billionaire,
billionaire, yeah. You don't expect it, but that's definitely I met a comedian.
Yeah.
I know this joke. I have this joke from
it's a joke. 1970. Yeah, dude, that's legitimately from the 60s, right? Like someone told that joke and was like, that Martin Luther King speech yesterday was insanity.
I got a killer joke. Yeah. No pun intended. So he was like, I got this one in the chamber.
Buddy Brett Kavanaugh heard that joke and he was like, can I go play outside now? And I'm like, I don't know what the problem is.
So
I don't understand that, but I'll keep that inside.
Yeah. It would have been nicer if he had something a little bit more topical.
Yeah.
It wasn't too topical.
But an 80-something-year-old man doesn't go super topical. I noticed.
You know what? But solid joke nonetheless.
Solid, right?
Solid joke. You don't. The surprise is what's even better.
And when you work in history. You worked in a real thing. You're like, by the way, Abraham Lincoln, here's a little thing about him you didn't know. You go, okay. When someone's so old, you go, I have no idea if you're fucking with me or not. You're like, my grandfather knew Abraham and told me that he said, and you're like, all right. I don't know how old anything is, man. So you're 80. If your grandfather lived to be 100 and you were 2 and you just remember this, I guess that's possible.
Fine.
Or your grandfather's grandfather.
It's a fine joke, and its context is important because I think if he would have told that joke to a woman, I think it changes.
She might have, especially
the complete demeanor of it. It's like this 82-year-old billionaire is a monster,
right? Oh yeah, yeah. It feels
and
much gross.
Way more creepy, but
yeah. I'm sure he did it anyway. And then she was like, "I don't like this," and he was like, "I'll have you removed."
Maybe he was just working the room, trying to find another comedian.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude. He said that joke to every single person at that place. He goes, "Oh, you're a teacher. Let me tell you this joke. Oh, you happen to work in finance? I have a joke for you." Then he gets to me and he goes, "Comedian, hold on." You're like, he dusted off. He goes, "I've said this 6 times. Everyone's looked at me like that. I have to leave now.
This one is polished, baby.
This guy's gonna work. He's gonna get this joke. It's gonna happen." That's great, man. Yeah, man. So like, okay, so you're working at this thing. You're doing IT. By the way, guys, we have Christian Polanco here, Kase of the Mondays podcast. Christian is a host of a very popular podcast known as The Cooligans with his co-host Alexis Guerreros. Where can we find your podcast, sir?
It's on iTunes, it's on Stitcher, Google Play, just The Cooligans or soccercooligans.com.
And you're on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff there on Instagram, putting up little soccer funnies.
Little soccer funnies.
At Soccer Cooligans on.
Hey, man, there ain't nothing funny about soccer. This is America in 20 years. Ain't nothing funny about my team, bro. You fucking kidding me? The same guy, different sport.
Look, there are people that get
right.
This is the weird thing about soccer is that like with most sports in America, there's like everybody understands there's a humorous side to it. There's some levity.
Of course, yeah.
There's NBA Twitter, NFL Twitter, everybody jokes around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Soccer is getting there, but it has to like some catching up to do.
They're hooligans.
So they a couple. That's sort of the issue. Sometimes when we joke around, which we don't take ourselves too seriously. Because,
of course,
we're comics.
We're comics.
But when we joke around about a certain team, a certain player,
wow, people coming at you.
People who, even if we're fans of the team, people might be like, yo. Like, you know what big issue we have is that we cover MLS mostly, right? We cover the entire league. So we'll interview players from other teams or rival teams or whatever. And then people, we'll go to a game and people will be like, yo, I didn't like that you interviewed that dude from our rival team. And be like, yo, like, do you get what we do? Like, we're like entertaining.
It's like a show.
All right. I'm not mad at you. Yeah. You shouldn't be mad at me, right?
Yeah. You're like, dude. I like comedy, bro. I like comedy. Imagine you go to Tonight Show, you go, what's up with this Daniel Day-Lewis being on your show, bro? That's like a dramatic actor. I'm here for funny shit, bro.
Kind of really taken away from my steam.
What's your problem, man? Ryan Reynolds or nothing, okay?
Yeah, that's some people are very serious about this.
And then that guy's like, I don't know if you know this, but he's the head of Aviation Vodka. Okay, gin, my bad.
Yeah. Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay,
oh, man. Okay. All right, cool. You know
How dare you, sir? Someone from a rival team. People are fucking crazy, huh?
People are nuts. Yeah.
That's crazy. I can't believe this. So they don't want you interviewing. Oh, that's wild. That's wild.
It's just they're so passionate about this. Soccer is different than most sports where the supporters are almost as important as the players on the field.
Do you find like a lot of soccer fans play soccer?
Yeah,
because there's a ton of fucking people that are sports fans that don't play any of the sports.
True, but
and football's hard to get together. Soccer's very easy, and you got a ball and some guys.
Yeah, soccer or girls. All right, enough of this, bro.
Only guys. I support Kavanaugh, baby. Falsely accused Brett Kavanaugh. I'm kidding. Jesus Christ.
See, I knew I was on the show.
All right, don't kick me off the internet. I love everybody. No, man. Yeah, that's crazy though. Yeah, so I noticed, like, I feel like 20 years from now, I'll be like, oh, dude. Not my fucking 20. It's the same people that are going to be forced to be soccer fans. They're going to grow up as soccer fans.
Yeah, well, most people
they can't be fat douchebags anymore.
No, soccer is a poor man's game, right?
Yeah,
it's always for the common person. That's why it's the most popular sport in the world because it's so easily accessible.
Right. I don't see football losing its steam here, but I do see soccer beginning like much more popular. Sure. A lot of kids, way more. I notice I have a lot of friends with children and like young people in my family growing up, and they're all a lot of their friends are playing soccer, man. It ain't baseball like it used to be. It ain't football like it used to be.
The main reason
people I'm talking to. I'm just saying the people I'm talking to.
Okay.
I don't know who you're talking to, bro. People I'm talking to play a little soccer, okay? Why don't you just relax, okay?
I'm not trying to ruffle anything.
I don't want to get any. I don't want to step on any toes, man. But I'm just saying, people, they got a ball, they got a jersey, they're out there, they're shooting goals, okay? I'm not trying to upset you, you know? I want you to be part of my family. But I'm just saying, they're out there, man.
Yes, and honestly, the biggest reason is the FIFA video game. The FIFA video game is one of the most popular games in the world.
It is. Why is it so much fun?
It's so good. It's great. Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Because it's the same game. Now, I know it's not the same game as hockey, but the video game is the same. You make the thing go from one guy to another, and it shoots. Yeah, you put it into the net. As a video game, soccer and hockey are the exact same.
Sure.
Little thing goes here, little round to here, and then that's it. And
But the soccer players tend to have more teeth. That's really
way more teeth.
Where it stands out.
Way more teeth. Way more Instagram followers.
It's fine, but the issue, hockey is too difficult of a sport to get into.
That's the weird thing,
Where
right?
you can play it, there's very few places.
And you need all this equipment.
You need equipment,
that's why
money.
I stopped.
It's hard, yeah.
That's why I stopped playing, well, that's not the reason, but I didn't play football because of the equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, they fit me for the helmet.
And not your weak body.
No. I had a very strong body. I don't know what you're talking about. I have a currently very strong body. Nobody watched the video portion of this. I have a very actually in shape, extremely athletic body, and we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. I used to actually play hockey.
Did you?
Yeah.
Surprise.
So we were talking about old jobs. I used to work at a GameStop, and it was all Italian kids that worked
That's
there.
hilarious. I honestly thought you were going to be like, I used to play hockey at a GameStop on the video game.
No.
I played hockey, dude. It was pretty good.
They, a lot of the...
I was also an assassin back in the 1800s. Dude, I used to be a plumber. You didn't know that?
Sure. I
had a brother.
Once in a while, I used to raid tombs. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a good job.
I used to have I had giant tits as well.
That's weird. Dude, you're pretty trans. That's pretty cool. I forgot about that. Born a woman. Born an incredibly hot woman.
That played hockey.
That played hockey. Now a handsome man.
Yeah.
Not incredibly hot as you were, though. Wow. The body on you when you were raiding those tombs. I mean, I couldn't keep my eyes off
polygon tits.
Yeah, the polygon breasts. Oh, I love hexagonical bush. I don't know what I'm talking about.
But I worked at a GameStop, and a lot of the employees were Italian, and they used to play roller hockey. Nearby in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. And I used to play NHL 2K on Xbox.
Yeah.
And then I was like, one of my friends was like, yo, we should learn how to play hockey, learn how to skate. And I was like, that's like crazy. And then he's like, no, I bought...
That's like crazy, yeah.
So he bought skates, and they were like, yo, the skates are like $30. Just buy skates and we'll learn. So I bought the skates. I bought regular roller. I never rollerbladed. I didn't even know how to rollerblade.
Roller skates?
Yeah.
Okay.
So started skating, and then after like 3 months, I learned how to skate. After like 6 months, I learned how to actually like stick handle, play, everything. After that,
how many months did it take for you to be able to do that without and ignore all the homophobic slurs people were yelling?
I mean, the racism too was a little weird.
Racism too. Hey, wrong color, bro. Nice wheels, wrong color. Right sport, wrong color.
But you know what they used to call the first, maybe it's the third or fourth time I played, I remember I started getting a little bit better. And I think I had like some breakaway, and then they started calling me, all the Italian kids started calling me the Dominican Rocket.
The Dominican Rocket! Coming next, everybody. The Dominican Rocket is here.
Okay, so that's how I prefer to be introduced.
What's Dominican food?
Platanos, yeah.
Oh my God, he's here and he's fueled by 100% Platanos.
You know, that's most sporting events in Dominican Republic sound exactly like that.
They sound exactly like that? But you don't think I do research before you come here? Are you serious?
Oh, you're crushing it.
I've done so much research. We've gotten to none of the questions, which we never ever get into the questions. So you're working at this job. You see P. Diddy. So far we talked about billionaires. We spoke to you. P. Diddy is not a billionaire.
He's not a billionaire, but he is a millionaire. He
is a millionaire. He's doing quite well.
Yeah.
But so if not that job, what I wanted to get to at some point was, and we'll get to it now, what's the worst you've ever fucked up at a job?
Worst I've ever fucked up probably had to be GameStop. I got promoted to assistant manager of the GameStop in Kings Plaza.
And that's the end of that story, guys. Thank you so much. That's how the man fucked up at GameStop. He got promoted to assistant manager at GameStop. Yo, how do you fuck up at GameStop? Yo, man, you just do good enough where they keep you, and then you get promoted at GameStop.
Yes.
Of course.
I mean, honestly, I was just about to tell you my rock bottom, right?
That's your rock bottom.
And that's where it starts.
Wow, what a turn. How'd you get fucked up? Well, I got a promotion. It's kind of the worst thing that ever happened to me. It was at GameStop. GameStop's still a place, and there are people that are working there that listen to this podcast. I have no idea what to do. That listen to this podcast, and I just want to make 100% everything I said is true. Yes. You don't want to keep working there.
So
you're great people, though.
While I worked there, I was the assistant manager, so I was responsible for receiving all the packages of whenever the new games arrived, new equipment, new systems and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't know of this rule, but apparently when there's a delivery, it was like UPS, and if the package is broken, like if it's open, my presumption was that something was taken, because it was like the box was like ripped open. So I was like, I don't want to take this.
So you saw a ripped open box. Let me get this straight. And then you thought, what's inside is gone.
Yes, I thought it was taken, right? So I thought something was stolen. So my assumption was that there's insurance on the packages. So I said, no, I don't want to accept the box from UPS.
Makes sense.
Because it should be covered because the box is ripped up and anything that was inside should be covered by insurance.
Right.
Apparently that wasn't the rule for GameStop. You're supposed to take it and then find what's missing and then they like resolve it later. So because of that, they got super mad at me.
Wow.
And I was fired maybe 2 weeks later.
How many packages did you send away?
No, that was only one.
You sent one package away.
Just one. But it was like, look, if there was like 6 or 7 missing
Christian,
items.
you sound more like a model employee, and GameStop's sounds like monsters that fired you if you made one mistake. Oh, you cost this company $15, Christian. We know you've been permitted to an assistant manager position, but your days are done here.
I think the idea was that if there was things that were missing, and it might have been 6 or 7 things, like let's say if it was a bunch of copies of Madden, right?
Yeah.
Every copy of Madden is probably worth about $55.
Yeah.
So if there were 7 of them missing, it's like a couple $100 that are lost. But if we return the entire box, it's like a couple thousand.
Oh, okay.
So in their mind, they're like, oh, he lost us money by not accepting the box because now we don't know what was in there, what wasn't.
We don't know what was in there, what wasn't in there.
So I didn't know any of that.
Oh.
So I was let go.
Oh, that kind of same thing happened to me.
Okay. You worked at GameStop.
I worked at GameStop, and I got promoted, man. And then I was assistant manager, and
I've never connected with any human being.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. They fired me because I did a return the wrong way, and then I got in the way of my roller hockey days, being the Dominican Rocket. You know, that's what they called me out there. It's weird. We have a lot in common.
Maybe a little too much.
A little bit too much in common. It's a little weird, right? It's crazy. No, dude, you sound more like you were a model employee, and they were horrific people.
Thank you for being on my side.
I'm on your side. This is an anti-GameStop podcast, okay? Yeah, if nothing else, you just know we're anti-GameStop. If I keep saying GameStop, will they shut down this podcast? I've said GameStop like 100 times.
GameStop is like, they're kind of struggling. They're trying to figure out how to compete with like the Netflixes of the world, the Amazons of the world, where nobody wants to go into an actual video game store to actually buy a game. You can just download the game right to your system.
Bro, you trying to make fun of me, dude? You trying to make fun of me, dude?
Oh, you actually step in that building?
I go to that building all the time. I look around, I go, wow, look at that.
You'll notice
this guy's doing this guy's doing that.
Because the GameStop, when you actually walk in, now it's like a toy store. There's a bunch of toys everywhere because they have to force you. Now they want people the people that actually go in are people that want to like touch and feel stuff and see what
perverts.
Yeah, mostly. They want to rub their dicks all over the video games. Typical perv.
That's great. You go, Christian, what's the biggest problem working at GameStop, buddy? Everyone was rubbing their dicks on everything all the time.
Get your dick off Crash Bandicoot, buddy. Tone it down.
Right. You go back, they go, Mr. Kavanaugh, what was your job in high school again? Guys, thank you so much. This has been another episode of the Case of the Mondays podcast. Christian Polanco, the host of the Cooligans podcast. Christian, where can we find your podcast?
Soccercooligans.com, and follow us on all social media at Soccer Cooligans. If you're into soccer, if you're into American soccer, and you like the jokes like this tone of things about soccer, our show is the one for you.
That's great, guys. And if you have any questions, also, again, we never got to any of the questions that we wanted to get to.
Yeah.
We got to one. We still have others. So, Christian, we're going to have you back on.
Oh, sure.
And if you guys have any stories that you want to email us, as far as the worst you've ever fucked up at a job, worst you've ever fucked up in a relationship, or the worst you've ever fucked up in general, you can email us at ofthemondays@gmail.com. I'm Kase Rasso. Everything social media at Kase Rasso, Kaseraso. You guys are great. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Peace.